Formula One. Millions of fans all around the world are fascinated by the breathtaking speed, the powerful engines and fast drivers. But drivers and engines alone don't win races anymore. Without information and the technology needed for communicating to them, nothing happens in Formula One. The pit wall, the control center for the transferring of data. 4 engineers as well as the team manager and the BMW Motorsport director follow every pulse of the car using telemetry data. Every time Robert Kubica takes to the track in his F109, the BMW Sauber F1 Team engineers on the pit wall can follow what is happening with the car. In addition, they see on their 24 monitors exactly where the F109 is on the track, where the other Formula One cars are, and what is happening with the weather. The BMW Sauber F109 is also constantly transmitting data. This can be compared with data from previous laps. This way the engineers get precise telemetry data about all important operating elements of the car, like the oil level and the engine temperature and the wear of the brakes. All in all, the engineers watch around 100 different information channels and in that way are able to communicate the slightest change in the car.
All data are very important to us as they give us an overview of the technical behavior of the car and its performance.
The data also provides information on how the driver is performing when he brakes and accelerates. Each BMW Sauber F109 has over 100 sensors on board, all of which collect data. On top of that, the sensors also collect all physical driving data, like the lateral acceleration and the spring deflection, as well as data about the aerodynamics, like the downforce. Each lap, 4 megabytes of information are transmitted. That's about as much as 2,800 pages of typed text. The BMW Sauber F109 transmits data from the racetrack to the pits. The signal is sent via the antenna, which is mounted on the bodywork of the car, to a receiving mast, which is mounted on a BMW Sauber F1 Team truck. Reliable communications technology is the key. If we want to win, we cannot afford to lose any data at all. Just how important the constant monitoring of the data is for reliability can be illustrated by the flawless results of the BMW Sauber team in the 2008 Formula One season. Last year, the BMW Sauber F108 completed more racing laps than any other car. Nick Heidfeld and Robert Kubica completed more laps than anyone and had no technical problems in any of the season's 18 races. The constant communication with the driver is crucial for reliability. He can react immediately to the instructions from the pit wall, can then inform his race engineer when he realizes something on the car has changed.
So all the information which are really important, engineers, they go through radio to myself if I'm in the garage or in the track. But personally, I'm kind of driver which doesn't like to talk too much. So of course, very important information, and the information which I should know, they tell me, but not too much. I mean, I'm really concentrated on my driving.
Radio communication between the driver and the pit wall is public and is listened to by the FIA officials. The engineers on the pit wall make the decisions based on the driver's feedback and the data collected, decide which tyres should be fitted at the next pit stop, where the pressure should be, and if any changes should be made to the car's setup.
With the collected data, we can ask the driver via radio to change settings such as engine settings. The team itself is only allowed to interfere directly during a pit stop.
The new rules mean the drivers can change a lot more on the car while on track. They can adjust mechanical and electronic settings and also the front wing flaps, as well as activating the KERS boosts. Communication between engineers on the pit wall and the driver on the track makes the difference between victory and defeat. The engineers have all the data and the driver adds his personal observations regarding how the car is reacting. Important decisions are always made together.
There is quite a lot of information going from the pit wall to the driver. If there are safety cars, changing of strategy or something like this, quite a lot of information goes directly from the pit wall. So the people who are sitting there, they send me words which are important, and I follow the instructions.
One of these instructions, for example, can be for an early pit stop if the circumstances during the race change suddenly.
We have a special strategy program which informs us about our own performance and the performance of our competitors. With these data and others, we can change strategy whenever we want and whenever we need.
There are a lot of reasons for a change in strategy, but no matter what the technical problems are, what accidents happen, or if there is a safety car period, the masterminds on the pit wall use their computers to calculate with the current data at which point in a race a refueling and tyre stop will cost the least time. But even if the driver is held up in the race by a slower driver, the strategists on the pit wall will find a solution to release the driver from this situation. Winning means interpreting the data correctly.